everyone, welcome to Bio 275 Microbiology Summer 2024 10-week microbiology course. I'm so happy to have you in class. My name is Dr. Williams and I'm going to be your instructor this semester. And this is just a quick tour of our course so you can kind of get a sense of what the course is like and where to find things. So I'm here to help you through that. I'm so excited for this summer semester and I'm glad to have you in class. So let's go ahead and dive in and look at the course setup, okay? First, if you have not used Blackboard Ultra, Gaston College will be switching to Blackboard Ultra in 2025. There are a few of us that are adopting early, so you may have, especially if you have multiple classes, you may have my class in Ultra, but if you're in another class, it may just be in regular Blackboard. So that's going to look a little weird. So I'm going to give you this course tour to show you what the class will look like. Ultra's very straightforward and very simple. Most students like it. I like it too. There's a few bumps that we may hit, but do not worry. I'm here to help and support you and for us to learn together as we go. So what you will see at the top here is you have your content area. That's where your course material is that you can see here in the modules. There is a calendar. I usually don't rely on this calendar as much just because you do have my course schedule, but you can see those due dates in there. The announcements will appear here. There actually are announcements, but they don't become available to you until the first day of class, and I'm recording this before the first day of class. And access to our discussion board. There are 5 discussions plus a introduction discussion for a total of 6 discussions. And you'll see the grade book, so you can see what the grade book will look like and the grades for the course. These things down here are just self-checks. They're optional just to help you understand the material. But you will see that we have a couple of items in each module that will be due. So let's go ahead and dive in and talk about the content of the course. So one thing I just want to say is that this course is Quality Matters certified. So I went through a process to get certification from Quality Matters. There are several courses on campus that are Quality Matters to ensure that this is a innovative and high standard online class. And you might have had some of these classes before, but that's just so you know that this is a Quality Matters course. Now, when you saw that I clicked into this, I'm going to click here. You can get my syllabus in 2 places, here and then here in the Start Here area. But I'm going to go ahead and click on the syllabus. By clicking that link, it'll take you straight to the syllabus. It'll look a little different for you because I'm an instructor. I can edit it. But you can get the access to that syllabus here. You can, if you're looking for something specific, you can go straight to that information and find it by clicking here on these links. So over here, now that we've clicked on 2 things, you'll see that now they went from being just blank circles to half circles. This is one way in which you can mark this as complete. So this will mark your course or that item as complete in the course. You don't have to, you can. It is helpful in a lot of respects to do it, especially when you're down here in these areas. You can see it's not started. I can click and you see those empty circles. Okay, so let's start talking about the first things that are due. First, and especially if you're new to Gaston College, you may not know about the census date for a course. So we follow state policy, and we were required to. But you will see that there is a due date on May 23rd. That is the Thursday. May 23rd is what we call the census date in this course because this is a squished 10-week class. The census date is the date the state requires a graded assignment to be completed by a student or they have to be removed from the class. So our census date is 5/23, hence why the orientation is due on Thursday. You'll see most things in this class are due on Sunday for the most part, but this is one of those exceptions. Please note, if you do not complete this course entry quiz by this date here in time, you will lose your seat in the class, and I don't want that to happen. So make sure to complete this as quickly as possible. It is only 3 questions, and you can take it as many times to earn 100 on it. Also, just so you know, you will not see anything else in this course except for up to here until you complete this quiz. So the rest of the course will open up to you as soon as you complete that. You can complete it in less than 10 seconds. So please do that as soon as possible. Do not wait. So let's go ahead and dive into what the orientation looks like. Again, this is due Thursday. Pretty straightforward and pretty easy. Really just getting to know our course. Here's what we want you to locate the syllabus and the faculty information, identify resources available to you, and get to know each other. So these are the different things. What you'll find is there are essentially 11 tasks in this course in orientation. Tasks 4, 6, and 10 are graded assignments. Now, don't let that worry you. Remember, 4 has to be done in order to stay in the course by that due date. But 4, 6, and 10 all are graded, but you can take them as many times as you need to earn 100 out of 100. So a 3 out of 3 on this guy right here will get you 100 for that task 4. Task 6 is a discussion. It'll be 10 out of 10. Introducing yourself is an easy 100. And task 10 will be a 10-question orientation quiz. Again, you can take as many times as you want to earn a 100. But just make sure to have this done by the due date of the census date. And you will see the tasks for that. So you have all these tasks, and I see that I've mislabeled this here, so my apologies for that. It should be 10 total tasks. This should be task 9 and 11, but we'll be fine. You get the point. So the orientation, again, your task 4 here, it must be completed by that date. So make sure you will not see the rest of this course until you complete that. So make sure you're completing all of those. Now to find these tasks, you just hit this arrow button, and here's task 1. Seeing the course syllabus, linking to it. Here it is here, and then you also saw that you could click on it that we did at the very first of the page. Go to task 2. You have your course schedule, which you can see in here, which tells you all the lovely due dates. You can download this and save it on your computer, when things are due and what it looks like, where you can find it in the course. And then I also have a handy thing. This is not super important unless you just like to know how things are connected in the course. This is what we call a course map. And so I am very big on mapping out a course. So this will tell you how things are related. So for example, and you'll see this in the course too, I'll show it to you, but Objective 1, Module 1, Objective 1.1 aligns with our course outcome number 1. I also like to make sure you see what assignments that you're doing. Why you are completing them is because they match these outcomes that we're required to learn here. So I like you to have a connection between why we do activities, why we have certain instructional materials, and why we have learning activities, and what they connect to and why you need to learn them for this class. And so you will see that for each module listed here. And that's just helpful for you. You do not have to use this. It's just if you like to see why you're learning what you're learning, right? That's just the course map. So I just put that there to help you. You can learn a little bit about me in here. Some things I do want you to know is my email address is williams.patricia@gaston.edu. My office is located in RCB 232. So if you've had science professors before at Gaston, you know that they're typically in RCH in the science building, but I am also an associate dean at the college, so I'm in the dean's office suite. So I am separated from most of the science faculty, but you're free to come in and meet me, talk to me, and get help. I'm there. My office hours are Monday through Thursday, 8 to 10 in the morning, or by appointment. I can meet on virtually or in person. Just let me know. My preferred method of contact is first in Blackboard messages, and then second it would be through email. Now let me tell you why I do that. That is because in Blackboard, there's no chance of your message getting caught in spam. So if you email me, some students will email, but the message gets sent to spam and I never see it. And what makes me sad is a student thinking I'm not responding to them, but that's not the case. It's just I didn't get it. So I always say the safe pace is Blackboard messages because that will not get lost. But if you need to email me, that's okay too. Just be aware if you don't hear from me in a few hours or within 24 hours, go ahead and send it again because I probably didn't get it. My response time to messages and emails, give me 24 hours, excluding weekends and holidays. But if you know me or you're going to get to know me, I typically am much faster than that. So my response time usually is much faster than 24 hours. My weekend policy is I'm generally not available on the weekends, but I still periodically log in and check and answer emails. It just won't be maybe as frequent as you see typically through Monday through Thursday. Remember, in the summer, Gaston College is closed on Fridays, so the weekend during the summer session is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we're only active Monday through Thursday. I still try to log in as much even on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as I can. Posting grades, I say give me a week after the due date, but if you know me or as you get to know me, you know I'm much faster than that. I like to get things done as soon as they're submitted if possible. So I say give me a week, but it's typically much faster than that. So again, the course entry quiz, remember, please make sure that you get that submitted by the 23rd. This is the one thing other than the final exam. There are two things I cannot take late in this course. This and the final exam. So please, 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 please make sure to have this done by May 23rd at 11:59 p.m. If you do not have this complete, this is a state policy that a student must have a graded assignment by the 10% date. And our 10% date, because of the squish semester, is May 23rd. If you do not have this completed, I am required to remove you from the class, and I cannot put you back in. It is a state law and a Gaston College policy. So please, if you want a seat in this course, get that done. I try to send reminders, but it comes quick because we're in a condensed semester. Very easy to do. If you go into it, you'll see it's just 3 questions. Those 3 questions are, 2 of them are true and false, and 1 is just a multiple choice. You can take these as many times as you want, and to earn a 3 out of 3 or 100%. So now you see that we have reviewed some of this stuff. I can mark this stuff as complete because I can mark that. I can't mark this as complete yet because it has to be completed to be done. Then once you complete this, the rest of the course will open up for you. So the rest of the course, you will see the rest of the tasks. You got a course tour video, which you're listening to now. The task 6, which is just an introduction discussion, how our labs are handled. Learner support tab. This is very, very helpful. It tells you a bunch of success tips for the course and technical stuff, copyright, all that fun stuff. And also there's a link to the learner support area, which provides you tons of information, including how to get technology support if you have issues, as well as getting tutoring services if you need to have those. So those are there and easily found in this learner support tab. This task is very helpful too, because what you will see here is that essentially I've got some videos how to mark your progress, which I've showed you in this video. So video 1, how to mark your progress. Video 2, how to navigate inside Ultra, because a lot of people haven't used Ultra yet. How to submit assignment in Ultra, how to do discussions in Ultra, how to check your grades in Ultra, how to see assignment feedback from me in Ultra. So these are just helpful videos to help you get acquainted with Blackboard Ultra, especially if you haven't used it before or you're just still getting used to it. Totally fine. And the thing is, I'm learning it just like you are as well, and so I'm super flexible. And if you have questions, please let me know. I'm happy to help. Then the last thing is completing that course entry quiz. Course orientation quiz, which is 10 questions. Again, unlimited attempts. You can take it until you earn a 10 out of a 10 for 100. And at that point, you will be done with the orientation module. Please make sure to go through this. Very helpful to go through this. It really helps you understand the material and how to find things and what the policies are. So please make sure to take a look at that. And of course, remember, if you want, check off things that are complete. Things that have to be turned in. We didn't open that one, but once you open it, then you can check it off. Task 10 here, which is technically task 9 because I mislabeled, but you can see, and this cannot, and this entry quiz cannot be marked until they have been turned in. So I can't mark those. And what you'll see is when you look at that orientation, you'll see I've done 8 out of the 12 things. 2 of them I've started. And then these I haven't yet. So that is just how to mark things in the course and a little bit about orientation. Now you will see the course is set up by module. There are 5 modules in the course. We are a 10-week class. So roughly It's about 2 weeks per module, except for this last module. It will not be 2 weeks. So this one, just keep in mind, this one's going to go faster when we get there. But each module is set up about the same way. You'll see that your dates for these modules, the module 1 will start May 20th and will end on June 2nd. And so everything you need for module 1 is located right here. And so you will see you always have the summary and objectives telling you what we're learning, the outcomes, how they're connected to each of the course outcomes and why you need to know that. You will always have a task and to-do list. And again, you saw this in the course map I showed you a minute ago, but in each assignment, I connect it to the learning outcomes so you understand why we're doing these assignments that we're doing and why they are important and what they connect to and what they're supposed to be teaching you. And again, so you will see that there are 2 due dates within Module 1. The first Sunday, May 26th, these items here are due. Okay, so you have 2 labs, an initial discussion post, and reading and working in chapters 1 and 2. The second week of the module, the second Sunday, these items are due. Now, the thing is, you need to be logging in daily and kind of working through things, so don't wait until June 2nd to do all of these things. You want to be working through them throughout the 2 weeks, right? But you will have 3 and 4 we'll cover. You'll have your discussion responses. Your post was due the first week. 2 responses due the second week. You have a global connections activity. This one will take longer than typically the other assignments, so get a head start on those. Then you have a homework, you have a lab, and a quiz. All of that due on June 2nd. But again, do not wait to June 2nd to start all these. You should be progressively working out. It's just when they're due. Then your readings will be in the next part of the module. When you click on that, you will see that it will take you to the textbook reading. We do use a free textbook. You don't have to purchase anything for this course. But you can see as we go through, you'll see after the reading, you'll see the notes. I have my recorded lecture here. I have the PowerPoints here, which you can download or you could just look at here. And so you'll see those here. So those are your study resources that can really help you learning that material. Chapter 2 is also part of Module 1. Same, you'll see the notes and the lecture is located there. Chapter 3, you'll see that as well. And then after you get through that, the resources, Chapter 4 as well is in there. But then there's a self-check for you. This is optional. You could do it as many times as you want. You'll just get a check mark if you do it. It doesn't count for or against you. You can do it as many times as you want. Generally, it's 15 questions just to test how much did you actually learn? What do you need to go back and study? That kind of thing. And so that's pretty much the learning materials in Module 1. You can see that things that we can check off. Can't check off everything in Module 1 learning materials, and that's because we didn't open Chapter 4 and I didn't complete the self-check. But you will always have a discussion. Like I said, the initial discussion post due on the first Sunday of the module and the responses due the second Sunday. It is graded by a rubric, so it is helpful to review that rubric. You do have that global connections activity. That is, I'll just go ahead and go into the attempt so you can see it. And this is actually creating a historical timeline of different advances in microbiology. You can do this how you want with regards to, you can do it on PowerPoint, you can create an infographic on Canva, you can do a timeline, you can do it in a Word document, however you want to. But you need to find 10 different key advances that led to the advancement of microbiology in Europe and the European Union. This is actually a really fun activity to do, and you'll find some really good stuff. It is graded by a rubric, so you can see what that rubric looks like here and expand each heading. And so again, that's due on 6/2. Then you have your homework and your labs. Your labs, interesting, are, I don't know why this is locked, but it won't be when you go into it. But let me just go into the B. So they are digital labs. When you go into each lab, you will have the purpose, why you're doing it, what your key criteria for success is, and your virtual, so they're virtual labs. You can click on either this link here or the actual box. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one. Oh, that one it didn't let me click. So go to the link. So here, you'll be using the microscope. You want to hit continue.
Hello, Lab Assistant. Today, we'll view the gram-stained yogurt sample with a
Okay, sorry, that was loud. But you work through that, use all these resources, and then you're going to go in and answer these questions that are located to the lab after you complete that. Please note that a lot of these labs require you to take photos or screenshots within here. And you have a list. So here you have a couple of screenshots. A screenshot of the letter E slide from that first link. That first link is this one, the virtual microscope, which looks like this. It might take it a second to load. Do give it some time because sometimes these do take time to load. I know it can be a little frustrating, but as that, it'll eventually load, and then you can work through that lab there, and it'll keep coming. So you can follow those instructions. And where you see the list of images, make sure you take those. So let me go back to the images. Slide shot with different light amounts. That's in the second lab link. So you've got 5 screenshots that you need to take for this lab. And what you'll see in your questions, you've got some questions to answer. But when you get down to uploading the screenshots, what you have to do, and that will be questions on the 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. You'll see that it says, please add a screenshot of the different light amounts from the how to use oil immersion microscope, second lab link, to the additional content area below. So for question 17, you need to take that shot, go all the way down here to this additional content, and add that screenshot here. And you'll add all the screenshots to this, what's called the additional content area. And then you'll go back up to the question and type done. So to get credit for this question, you have to put the image down here, all of them, and type done here, and then submit it once you're done. So that's how you upload images. And you'll have several of those. Like here is 1C. If I go into lab 1C, you'll see that there are 4 screenshots required for that, and it tells you what you need. And you'll see the questions are below that you need to answer, and then those screenshot questions to be added to the additional content there. So that's how we upload those things. Then of course you've got the quiz and the homeworks that we typically have, and then you're done and can move on to module 2. Again, all modules are structured very similarly. You have your summary and objectives. You kind of go through, here's your dates, the due dates that you have, the readings that we've went through, the resources, reading, resource, reading, resource, reading, resource, and then self-check if you want to do that. And then you have the homework, you have labs, and so on. So you'll have several labs each module, so make sure to look at that. When you get to module 3, the difference here is you will have not a lab to do, but a lab practical that covers the information you learned in labs, module 1 and 2. And then module 4, you'll go back to having labs again. And in module 5, you will have the second lab practical in here. So you'll see that there is a study guide for each of those for you. Then there's the final exam. The final exam will open, let me double check that date, Friday, July 26th at 12:01 a.m. and it is due Wednesday, July 31st. Once you complete that, remember this cannot be turned in late either. It has to be turned in because I have to get grades submitted to the college. Then you will have completed microbiology. Now I do want to say a couple of things about some of these assignments that I have failed to mention so far. And that is, let me go to this global activity. You have 5 attempts. So I am a big advocate for us learning from our mistakes. And so if you don't score what you hoped to score and you want a higher score, you can come in and do retakes. So the global connections activity, the homework, you'll see has 5 attempts total. And the labs, when you enter those, well, this one's not a good example because you don't get to retake that one. But let me go up here to the lab. You'll see you get 5 attempts on those. And then your quizzes, you will have 2 attempts. So I really want you to, if you miss something, I don't want to penalize you. I want you to be able to go back and study it and retake that assignment. You will get different questions, but they will be the same content, so like the same ideas. And so you'll see that the only things you can't retake are lab practicals and the final exam. So you're either going to have, depending on what it is, 5 attempts or 2 attempts. Quizzes are only 2 attempts. So those things are there to help you learn from your mistakes and improve upon. So I always tell students, you are in full control of your grade. If you have an assignment that you didn't do so well on, study it again and go retake it, because I do believe we learn the most from our mistakes. And it's okay to make mistakes, and I don't think people should be penalized for making mistakes. That's how we learn. So please be sure to use those retakes. I will post an announcement towards the middle of the semester about reminding you about those retakes. Make sure you have your first attempt taken by the due date, but then after that you can after that you're able to take it anytime, the retakes anytime during the semester. So that's a little bit about our course. Our grade book is here. You'll see how many attempts are on these. You'll see how many attempts you have. Again, lab practical, I said, was different, that you didn't get 5 attempts, you get 2 attempts, and then the final exam, you only get the 1 attempt. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Remember, you will not be able to see all this content until you come in and complete task 4, and that task 4 has to be done on Thursday, May 23rd. So please make sure to go in and work on those, get that done, and I'm looking forward to a great semester. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always happy to help, and here's to a great one. Bye-bye, everyone.